Hello, welcome to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we're gonna play some vampires. This one specifically goes out to a supporter RPG fan on Discord, but I've actually been asked a lot about how I would build vampires now since rotation. I think it's because of the Eternal Thirst deck, which is one of the more both fun and competitive early decks that you can get. Plus, people generally love the Vampire tribe. It's just a really popular tribe. Every time they do anything with vampires, people want to play vampire decks. So why not? Let's get into it. Let's jam some vampires like we're back in Ixalan all over again. Kick it off with a Legion's Landing off the top. Grateful for that draw. Very lucky. Always good to have a 1-drop. Hopefully our Dusk Legion Zealot will lead us to destiny. And hey, we drew a land. So let's launch the attack first. Maybe our opponent has a removal spell. Maybe they want to use it there. Maybe they want to see what else we play before they use it. But it looks like we'll see another card. And now the curve is looking juicy with Radiant Destiny and Call the Feast. Our opponent on the good old Dinos. We've got Dinos versus Vampires. It's been a while since I've done this fight. But here it is, and let's name Vampire and pass the turn over to our opponent. If they have a Savage Stomp here, at least they're not killing anything very relevant. Instead, it's Colossal Majesty, 3 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. They don't yet, but we got to assume one is coming, and this cast down might have a very important job to do. Another Unclaimed Territory will hit the table. Trying to decide whether or not to leave up a cast down. Regisaur Alpha, for example, gives another dinosaur haste. Savage Stomp is a card. Charging Monstrosaur has haste. But I think it's best to deploy our little army, and then even if we take a haste hit, next turn we can play Destiny into a cast down. There is the Monstrosaur. Will it come after us? No. No, it's staying home. Can't blame it. Let's name Vampire again. Let's go ahead and make colorless, though. We don't need it for mana fixing at the moment. Bang, bang. What a turn. This is the Vampire strategy in full effect. Exactly what you want to do. A couple of Anthems, a whole bunch of Dorks, and our opponent needing Starve Extinction, I guess? A big sweeper for a big comeback. And I think we're even ready to rebuild, should that occur. So the pressure is on. Glenn Fry would suggest that the heat is on. And there's no double white for Settle the Wreckage, so we can send the whole team. And yeah, 44 to -8. The Vampire tribe asserting dominance in Ixalan over the dinosaurs. Let's go have a look at the list. I don't even know. Like, are we really playing many new cards? Any new cards? What's up? But the idea, of course, going very wide and preventing a hard to deal with board. Yeah, we've got a couple. So one of the biggest changes is you can take out your Ixalan binding and run a Conclave Tribunal. This is a very big upgrade, because say that your board is Dusk Legion Zealot, it's turn 4, you can cast Call the Feast and tap those 3 tokens and your Dusk Legion Zealot to play a Conclave Tribunal, so you both remove an opposing threat and build out your board at the same time. I also have 4 Champions of Dusk for the... some people constantly ask me about Vanquisher's Banner, and I love Vanquisher's Banner, but it sort of attaches text to other cards instead of doing a lot by itself. But this gives you a 4/4 body, and it draws you multiple cards for each vampire on the field. I have 1 Twilight Prophet. Sometimes you need that card advantage as well, on top of the Champion of Dusk, to pull away from a foe, if you can get them to spend all their removal. Down here I have Adanto Vanguard and Martyr of Dusk. I couldn't decide which I needed. In matchups where you're trying to stay alive longer, you need the Martyr. In matchups where you need to beat down, you need the Vanguard. I mean, it depends kind of on if you're facing more Deafening Clarions and Rituals of Soot or Settle the Wreckage and giant creatures that Vanguard can't attack through. It's a call. You gotta make your calls. I like the 3 Radiant Destiny. I'd consider a 4th. If you really, really like having 4, go forth and do it. Probably the first cards out are the Martyr of Dusk, as they're sort of holding serve here. 2 cast downs, because sometimes something big has to die. 24 lands, because we can't not hit our land drops. Probably should be 25 with the Champion of Dusk, but I'm counting on 4 Legions landings flipping or 4 Dusk Legion Zealots to get me deeper in the deck and let me get to my champion. I believe it was 2 Unclaimed Territories. You don't want too many Unclaimed Territories. You don't want to have like Swamps and Unclaimed Territory holding a Radiant Destiny or a Call the Feast for that matter. The Forsaken Sanctuaries here are a bit unfortunate, but I think we'll have to keep. We do have 4 lands and a curve of our little vamp friends. Unclaimed Territory also can't play a Legion's Landing, as you can see here. There is some grounds for not having it all, but then you do need double black for your Champion of Dusk. Sometimes that's not an automatic given. Blue mana. I think we'll take an aggressive posture and put out the Vanguard. Yeah, that is running around these days. Izzet and Indestructible are not friends. Electromancer, oh boy. This is gonna be a show. Oh no, didn't mean to do that. Okay, whew. Gotta stop touching this button. I like for how snappy it makes the gameplay, but it will cost you. In the meantime, thinking about this board and whether or not we want to play Call the Feast, we could be optimists and hope that we can attack with 3 vampires next turn, flip landing, and play Call, or draw land. And we have to make the decision now because Unclaimed Territory can't cast a landing. Let's attack first and see what our opponent does. I'm sure they'll take 3. Yep. Alright, so we'll play the Legion's Landing. We'll play the Unclaimed Territory, naming Vampire, of course. And a Zealot. Get us a card. Alright. And pass the turn. Puts us on pace to call the frickin' feast. I don't know why I say it that way. It's just what comes to mind. There's a shock. Is that all you got? Oh, we're feisty. Okay. Opponent wants to do some attacking. 2 blue could definitely be a counterspell. I don't think I should play around it, though. I can play around Essence Scatter by Call the Feasting instead of Twilight Profiting, and I think Essence Scatter is still a pretty popular card. Let's send the creatures first. Well, yeah. All right. Now what are we dodging? I don't think our opponent would play a cheap Sweeper and Goblin Electromancer together. I think we're Sweeper safe. I could turn out wrong in the long run. Arena is where just weird stuff happens. Enigma a Drake. Yep. Conclave Tribunal off the top. It's a good draw. Let's see, I could tap my Zealot. And then have 2 mana to play another Zealot after the landing flips. I think I like that. So let's tap you for colorless. And the Zealot. And you'll see the Mighty Tribunal. It may be a Selesnya symbol, but this is a vampire card today. Gimme. Mine. Flip the landing, then we'll have 2 mana so we can still play a Zealot this turn. It's a great turn. And let's see what the opponent wants to do. They want to shock one of my 1/1s. Okay. They'll probably block another. We'll gain 2 life. They will take 4, down to 7. Dusk Legion Zealot. We also now have a source of little 1/1s as much as we might want. And we'll play the tap land since there's no use for our mana. And we can save the swamp for the future turn. And our opponent has seen enough vampires for the day. And we will get a pack. Aha. Keep tearing them up. They all want to bite your neck. With big, sharp, pointy teeth. I just crossed my references. Forgive me. It's also some good Halloween spirit. Get some horror fantasy in here with the vampire clan. Hey, there's Champion of Dusk. Where you been all my life? Love this card. Also, it's also secretly a knight. You play this in Knight Tribal. There just aren't that many vampire knights. So, Perez Logic. Hi, Perez Logic. Yeah, Scar, you got something right there. I don't know if you know. You should get that tested. What you doing? What you doing in your hand there? What you doing? You finding some good cards? All right. Yeah, let's be aggressive. I'm less keen against black with the Adanto Vanguard because of Moment of Craving and Golden Demise, but that's a lot of Ixalan only experience baked into my mind. Those cards aren't as commonly played as they were in Ixalan only, but they're still around. We got a thinker. Got a thinker over here. Uh-oh, we got a mirror? Maybe. Yo, it's on. It's on. I am the Vampire Tribal Lord, not you. So, the card we could draw off the top that we'd want to play here is a Legion's Landing. So I should play my Swamp or my Unclaimed and use it and leave this open. Let's get into combat. Opponent's not blocking. You're not blocking, right? You would never. There you go. You can always manual tap if you're worried about the auto tapper getting you. All you gotta do is touch the lands. It's very, very natural like that. What the heck? There's a ghost in my room. It just dropped my speaker. My speakers. Why does the ghost hate my speakers, you guys? I can't fix it right now. Can't unplug my headset. What happened over here? Ah, nothing. Not missing nothing yet. Not yet. Lieutenant plus what? Plus a Queen's Commission? What's going on? Ah, yes. I anticipated this. I am ready for the damage. I believe I can do more to you, but we don't have any lifelink vamps yet, which might be a problem. We also need to avoid trades to get the Champion of Dusk to do its work. Oh yeah. All right. Martyr. We can play Martyr and then tap Martyr and Zealot to take out the Lieutenant. That might not be a terrible use of turn, but we can also hold up Cast Down for an instant speed takeout, which is probably better. But let's keep sending in the Vanguard. It's basically useless on defense. It lives to fight. It lives for the offensive moments. My opponent making it look like they blocked, but they didn't. See, that is a little tactic that you can do. If you like hover over your thing and then hover your thing and then hit the thing, sometimes people think there was a block, but if there's no line here, there's no block. The reason you would do it is I might activate my Vanguard and then I pay 4 life for nothing. It's kind of a shady little, what you might call a Bush League tactic here on MTG Arena. But it's not without its kind of gamesmanship vibe. It's almost like if you get someone with that, they deserve to be got because they're not paying enough attention to the game. At the same time, you are a person trying to win the game by means other than what's going on the board. It's one of those gray areas that are great for really bad Twitter debates. No blocks. But before I take the damage, I'm going to cast down the Lieutenant, so I take less damage. I know that that will eventually be the target of my removal spell anyway. Let's get it done. The Lords must die. I believe this is also Knight. It is. Vampiric Knight Tribal? I don't know. There's a Vraska's Contempt. Okay. So we're going to lose a Vanguard. Our opponent gains 2 life. It's exiled, so we can't save it with Indestructible. Drop a Vampire, and let's get drawing. Nice. And that's exactly how you want to play your Champion of Dusk. Now, Champion of Dusk has been a piece of garbage card in Standard for the most part because of Chandra Glorybringer making the 4/4 body irrelevant and Goblin Chain Whirler making all the little creatures irrelevant. But maybe the time has come. Maybe we can do things a little differently now. All right, a Vampire Neonate. The Inspiring Cleric still is coming after me. And this has this little drain effect. I think I'll save the Martyr to hold off the Cleric, but I will see if the opponent has the guts to block the Zealot. They do not have the guts to block the Zealot. Perfect. I feel like this hand could be better after the extra draw 3, but I feel that way a lot off my Champion of Dusk hands. I feel like I draw a silly amounts of land. And I pay a lot of life for the privilege, dang it. We need an Anthem. A Radiant Destiny or our own Lord is about where we need to be right now. Two cards. Our opponent's options are wearing down. Looks like a Rise from the Grave. Ooh, buddy. Nice play. Nice play. I'm jelly. I want to do that. That looks fun. But you have no timeouts. Your turn will end if you let this run. Okay. No. So now I'm well behind. The question is, do I need to start taking out my opponent's cards and swinging for the fences? Our draws have been super floody. Definitely want to grab this 4/4. But we could keep the staring match going and just take out the 3/3. Or the 0/3, which can drain me. I could also wait another turn. Or I could take this out and get an attack with my tokens. I think it's best to wait. It's tough, but I do think waiting is... I think being patient here and seeing what my opponent drew is probably wiser. And hoping to get an Anthem. I mean, we don't want to trade away our vampires when an Anthem would make them better. Yeah, that's gonna need to die. Probably. At least if my opponent... They've only got an Inspiring Cleric to attack with. If they do attack with that... Oh, this doesn't have Defender. Well, if their best play is Sanctum Seeker, no attackers, we're doing okay. Could be worse. Down to 7. Unreal. I better take out the Seeker while I can. If he blocks one of these, we gain 3, go to 10. Our opponent takes 5. But then he might attack me back. I guess I could leave a Zealot to chump that. Because Zealot's not doing much. And I would love to turn it into a back and forth race when I have lifelinkers and my opponent doesn't at this time. Punish them a little for tapping the Neonate in this spot. The land draw has to clean up sometime, right? Doesn't it just have to clean up sometime? I see. All right. Opponent draining away with that Neonate. If the Neonate kills me, it'll be because I drew absolute bricks. Absolute bricks. Oh, okay, we're coming. I'm going to try a block like this. If my opponent has an instant speed removal spell, I'll be sad. If they have a Vampiric Zeal, I'll be a bit sad. But I think I have to try. Auto tap would really help in that spot. Okay, Contempt. The good news is we get to attack back, and I drew another champion. This is where having 4 of them might come up big. A Tribunal. Rebuild that life total. Is there a world where I should be using this Tribunal right now on something like the Neonate? My opponent can't kill me right now. It can get me to 1 if they somehow kill both of these and get in with the Cleric. I think I should hold it. There's probably a better threat somewhere. That's the better threat. There it is. They found it. But if we get to flip this landing and take that out, we're doing it. Another Tribunal. Something's happening. Oh, okay. I would save that for a block. Our opponent, a little bit on the newer side of sequencing. But they're hanging in there. They are hanging tough. They have a free block with the Cleric, but I'm not worried about it because I can make more. Plenty more where you came from. Oh, they found another lieutenant. The battle is not over by any means. Well, we can't take 4 in this spot. We're too low on life. We'll show them a little bit about the power of the instant speed effects. And this does let us attack with our Champion of Dusk because the opponent attacked with their Cleric. Don't know if that's what they had in mind. Roar. Uh-huh. The fourth Forsaken Sanctuary. Not as good as the first one. Well, what happens now? Can the draws keep being oh so beautiful? This game would have absolutely been a wreck if our opponent had had anything like a Call the Feast to go with all these awesome vampires that they drew. You know, for review, 2 Legion Lieutenants, Seeker, Sanctum Seeker, Twilight Prophet, along with Rise from the Grave on my Champion of Dusk, 2 Vraska's Contempts cast down, seal away. All that they needed was one awesome vampire maker, like a Call the Feast, and this one would be out of hand a long time ago. I think we have to start attacking with the team, although then we're throwing away 2 lifelinkers a turn. I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe I am supposed to wait. Trading my cleric for that seems really bad. Seems really bad. Yeah, I don't think I can attack right now either. The staring match continues. Don't think I want to trade while a Legion Lieutenant is on the board for my opponent. I need my own anthems. So my opponent hasn't drawn token makers. I haven't drawn anthems. Between the two of us, there's a perfect vampire draw somewhere. But as it is, we're 6-6. Locked in mortal combat. My opponent somehow still has more cards than me. Despite 2 Champion of Dusks from my side. Anybody want to fight? Anybody? Anybody want to come get some? All right. Interesting. This staring match makes me really start thinking about Settle the Wreckage. Hey! But my opponent with 3 cards could definitely remove my lieutenant. However, we gotta do something sometime, don't we? It seems like I should be attacking with a lot, but I do think Settle the Wreckage is on the table. So I think I'll send you 2. They're just not good on defense. Well, I mean, they're good on defense, but we've got to dial up pressure somehow. These are pretty much sacrificial fodder. I don't think my opponent can kill me yet. Let's see what happens. If our opponent does have the settle, let's get it done. That way it can free up the lifelinkers to attack. Ta-da! Just what I needed, more land. And pass. But hopefully we can start swinging with our lifelink horde very soon. They found a token maker. I found an Anthem. They found a token maker. The battle continues. Who knew a Neonite could have such an effect on this game? Can I answer with a decent draw of my own? Our opponent is also, by the way, posturing that they may have another settle. I'm at 5. Another Sanctum Seeker would be lethal. Lethal. Another settle would probably be lethal. Well, I can send one token, and get out of, or no, I need to send 2 to get away from a lethal Sanctum Seeker, so let's try it. My opponent has easy blocks if they want them. Well, they're not going to use the Neonite to block, so much for easy blocks. Not blocking with the Cleric either. They love their Cleric. Okay. Prophet. End. I also now have the city's blessing. Please let this live. It's my only hope. It's not my only hope, but you know, I'm kind of attached to it at this point. It would be really tilting if I played it at this late stage in the game and the opponent's just like, oh, I got another removal spell. Don't worry about a thing. I'm definitely not attacking with it. Seal away. Settle the wreckage. Heck no. Oh, come and get it. Maybe. What is going on? Are we now getting taunted by this player? Is this new player taunting us? New-ish player. I don't know. Newish player, newish collection, or just a thoughtful player. I'm not sure. I don't know. Their timing on this Neonate trigger consistently blows my mind. That's the thing that makes me most think that they're not quite sure what's up. That and the way that they blocked last turn. All right. Still coming. They still have another Settle the Wreckage available. They might only have one because you only get one with the starter decks, but I've been surprised too many times. Like, they could block with this Neonate and then use it. It's tilting me a little. Just play with the tower. Just shoot some sparks. Fidget with the tower. Like it's your stress ball. Let it go. Bishop of the Bloodstained. Target opponent loses 1 life for each vampire you control. I'm glad we've been attacking. I'm glad we started that whole attacking thing. Down to 7. Opponent keeps trying to get us. They keep trying to burn us out. We keep fighting back. Are we in the home stretch now? That's the new question. Oh, yes. So, I don't play my last land out of my hand when I have a bajillion. It's not like I'll ever need it, but it always represents something. Maybe your opponent's thinking about Settle the Wreckage when you have a card in your hand, whereas if you don't, they feel all warm and fuzzy that they can do anything they want to. We don't want them feeling warm and fuzzy. They're the opponent. Tribunal. I think we take out the Lieutenant. 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 The 4th Tribunal, too. Wow. I can't say we weren't fortunate to draw enough removal to get through our opponent's good stuff. Give me that. No settle mana open. If the opponent double blocks here and double blocks here, they die. So this is a free attack with all that should be lethal. Could be lethal. I've seen weird things happen. And just like that, the stalemate snowballed in our direction thanks to Twilight Prophet, showing that perhaps its one-of presence in the deck is acceptable. Yeah, you can block that way, but you're gonna die. Still dead. Yeah, good game. Okay. Whew. Well, I hope you enjoyed this stalemate of a vampire mirror, this grind fest. And I hope you enjoy the vampire deck. Fun little Halloween flavor. And still a tribe to be reckoned with. And thank you to RPG Fan for requesting the deck. If you would like to request a deck, you can check out how to become a Twitch subscriber or a Patreon supporter in the description below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.